Welcome to another episode of Terrible Advice, where we see how women sabotage other women. Now today, we have a woman here who has a very interesting take on dating, and let's check her out. But before we do that, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Bertrand. I am the coolest dude on the planet, and I'm your friend. Confidence and clarity is the goal for my channel, so let's get into it. Here we go.
I don't think a lot of girls realize this, but the moment that man stops paying for you is the moment he stops liking you. Let's talk about it. It was like weekend 2 of this guy and I hanging out, and I will never forget, we are in the line of Chick-fil-A and he like lets me order first, but he's like keeping the distance, so I just pulled out my debit card and paid for my meal. And that's when I realized that the energy had shifted. Prior to that, he was paying for all of our meals, he was pursuing me, he was like trying to...
Wait a second. This woman is not thinking about what she could have possibly done. She doesn't realize that the energy shifted before this.
Impress me and date me. In that moment of me paying for my Chick-fil-A, I felt like his homie.
She felt like his homie. Wow, that is great. Now, if she felt like she was his homie, what does he feel like? What did he feel like? Now, this woman is giving advice, but she ruined a potential relationship in 2 weeks. It only took her 2 weeks to ruin a potential relationship with the guy it sounds like she actually liked. Now, I could be wrong, right? I could be completely wrong. This woman probably did not like this guy at all. Now, the guy, on the other hand, he had to start having thoughts like, does this woman like me or is she using me? Is this a good investment or a bad investment? In fact, what do I get? I get to watch this eat? I don't want to watch this eat. First of all, it's not worth it. Now, it's really interesting to me when I hear women say stuff like this, because when they talk about a man that's no longer pursuing them or no longer trying to take them out on dates and impress them, right, make them feel like princesses, right, I think to myself, does she realize that he's viewing her as a user? Does she realize that he's viewing her as someone that is not worth it? Does she see that? Now, now this is a really interesting thing, right? This is funny, right? How awkward is it for you to be with someone and eating and they're not? Isn't that like the most awkward thing? Because you can kind of feel them watching you. Like, isn't that an awkward feeling? Like, isn't it awkward to be with someone or a group of people and you're the only person that's eating? Because it does. Now, to me, this shows that she's selfish and entitled, and the fact that she did not realize that the energy was all messed up. It took for her to go to Chick-fil-A for her to realize this. Now, the reason why I'm calling this terrible advice is because she's basing this on a Chick-fil-A meal. Now, she didn't ask this guy if he was hungry. She didn't ask this guy if he wanted something. She doesn't even realize that if she had offered to buy this guy lunch, dinner, snack, whatever this is at Chick-fil-A, she possibly could have had this guy eating out of the palm of her hand. Because men, we don't want to be used. We want to be loved, right? Just like a woman wants to be loved, we want to be loved. We want a woman that really likes us, that really appreciates us, most importantly, really needs us. Because if the woman doesn't need you, then that means you're replaceable. So why would I put you in the need category when I should put you in the replaceable category as well? Again, this woman is failing to realize that if she had just offered this guy some food, this would have completely shifted the energy. But she kept it all about her. All the way through to the point to where she's talking about, I had to take out my debit card and I had to pay. Well, damn. At some point in time, you're going to have to pay because 90% of the population is broke. 90% of the population doesn't have it like that. Yes, I can take you out. I can constantly and consistently take you out. But depending on how much money you have, do you even want to continuously go out and spend all that type of money? I'm just saying this because a lot of women fall into the trap of believing that a guy is going to continuously pay. Oh, a real man, well, a real man is going to pay. The difference is there was a day and time where women didn't make that much money. There was a day and time where the majority of women had to stay in the house, cook, clean, take care of the kids. That's not the day that we're living in anymore. Times have completely changed. So if a woman is not paying for stuff, it shows you that she doesn't like you because women blow money. Women throw money away. They buy everything. So if she's not willing to buy you anything, she doesn't like you. This is why it's important to have your confidence up, not your ego. Now, I'm not saying don't allow your ego to get bigger because if your confidence is high, your ego will naturally rise. But what I'm saying is don't let your ego blind you, because if it gets too big, right? If you become too egocentric or egotistical, you will be blinded and you won't see what's actually going on. This guy saw what was going on and it only took him 2 weeks. So this is why I'm saying this is terrible advice for this woman, fellas. Focus on your mind, focus on your body, focus on your money. Figure out what's important, what you need to invest in, and what's giving you a return on your money, because this woman sounds like a user. She does not sound like a good investment at all. She sounds like a throwaway. This is a place where you're literally just flush your money down the toilet for no reason, which means you're going to have to continuously work. It means you're never going on vacation, or it's going to take you way longer to get to that finish line. This is why I also say adapt to dating, because the dating market that we live in, like a lot of us think that the women like us, right? Because we may get a chance or opportunity to take her out. But a lot of men are starting to realize, wait a minute, you have a roster, which means I might not be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth. I might be 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th on the list. I don't know. What I do know is that you're not a virgin. So why the hell am I courting this woman? Because you know she's involved in friends with benefits, situationships, flings, vacay bays. How do you know this? Well, if she's on social media, she has a following, and within that following, there are guys who she's intimate with. There are guys that she's actually interested in. The biggest question is it you? And can you actually deal with what this woman is talking about? Now, I have a question for you guys. What do you think? Do you think that when a man doesn't pay for Chick-fil-A, even though he was paying for everything else, do you think that this means he doesn't like her? Or do you think it was possibly something else? Comment under this video. Remember, when you are watching these videos, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Now that this video is done, do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.